Eden-Monaro.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I congratulate the member for Maranoa on this motion and the contributions of other members. And this is an opportunity for us to give thanks for finally resolving these issues which have been outstanding for so long across effectively 3 governments. It's taken that long, beginning with the initial appointment of the independent panel by the Howard government in October 2007 and stretching through the terms of reference and processes under the Rudd-Gillard governments through to this final resolution. And really, we've heard the comments that have been made about the way our veterans were treated when they returned, and it was appalling. We have a very famous Vietnam veteran in Bega in my electorate who was the Frankie from the song I Was Only 19, and it was a privilege to launch the book about that song by Steve Strevens in Bega with Frankie there. But Frankie had severe injuries, of course, from that incident, and one of the things described in the book is the circumstance where he and other veterans from Heidelberg Hospital were going out to a movie in town, and a group of demonstrators saw them being disembussed with their wheelchairs. And one of the young lady demonstrators came up and rubbed a pie into the head of Frankie. And one can only speculate what was going through her head, but Frankie, being Frankie, responded, "You forgot the sauce," which is a tribute to his resilience as an individual, but an illustration of how poorly we treated those veterans. So it was wonderful to see this happen, and I really am glad from a personal point of view as Parliamentary Secretary for Honours and Awards and being involved in the establishment of the Honours and Awards Tribunal so that we could resolve these long historic issues. It was pleasing for me to see the first wave of resolutions that we achieved in getting Lieutenant Colonel Harry Smith his Star of Gallantry, and of course the 2 very able surviving platoon commanders, Lieutenant Dave Sabin and Jeff Kendall, who were able to get the Medal for Gallantry. And it was a great privilege and pleasure to be with Dave Sabin just recently when he was down at the Merimbula RSL at our traditional light horse dining in night, where he spent quite some time just making sure the history of the battle was communicated to these next generations coming through, and he did a wonderful job of that. And it just demonstrated the professionalism at that tactical level that was demonstrated on that perilous situation where their tactical skills enabled what was the survivors of Delta Company to survive that crucial engagement. But also that engagement has left to us a legacy, and the whole experience of the task force in Phuoc Toi province left to us a great legacy, which was to serve us well in the multiple deployments that we have served in since then, which shared the nature of that type of operation, being in these stabilisation or counterinsurgency situations. And I studied it very deeply as we moved in with the 1st Battalion to Bai province in Somalia. And of course we took that experience again forward to Eden-Monaro district in East Timor, to Al-Matana province in Iraq, and finally, most recently, into Oruzgan province in Afghanistan. So all of these lessons that were hard fought and hard won in Vietnam have served us very well ever since then. And really, it was wonderful to see Adrian Roberts too properly recognised. Adrian lives in this region and has also been a keen participant in our dining-in nights down in Merimbula, and his role in the battle was not well appreciated. In fact, the whole significance of the battle was not well appreciated until recent times. So I do congratulate the Tribunal and the Government for finally bringing these matters to their complete resolution in the various phases that it's been through. And I know Harry Smith is a man of great honour and great courage and great personal commitment to his soldiers, and it's wonderful to see some sort of resolution and closure being brought for him through these experiences. And so I say to those proud veterans and to all our Vietnam veterans, wear your decorations with pride. And I ask all Australians to, whenever they see these veterans in the street or at services, to go up, shake their hands and thank them for their service and the proud tradition that they have maintained and rendered to this nation. Thank you, Mr Deputy.
Thank you.